The knife we're talking about here today is the Spyderco Rhino. Get the focus going. There we go. Yeah, so we have the Spyderco Rhino. This was designed by Michael Reinhold. As you can see his maker's mark right here, if the camera will focus. There we go. He has that hummingbird logo, what appears to be a hummingbird logo. This puppy is made in Taichung, Taiwan. Very nice. We have the dimensions as I measure it. The blade length is 60 millimeters, and yes, I'm going to do this in millimeters. The full length is 152 millimeters. The handle is 92 millimeters. The edge straight across is 57. The full length of the edge, that's measuring the entire edge and all its beautiful curves, is 64 millimeters. The blade stock is 3 millimeters, and the handle, not measuring the clip, is right around 11 millimeters. Now let's do some size comparisons. Here I have the Rake P831. Then I have the Kingdom Armory Production Samaritan. Then we'll show off the Cold Steel Mini Recon in the drop point. And for you custom knife fans, we got a mid-size snafu, and of course a Rhino makes it look like a full-size snafu. The weight of the knife, I do not have that because I do not have a scale. What I'll say is your best bet is to just go to a site that has this Spyderco model in stock. Where I got the knife from was a local shop called S&R Knives here in Canada. So S&R Knives, great people, great service, and fair prices. I'll put a link in the description to their website. It's S&R Knives and srknivesandSwords.com. Alright, so let's talk about the quality of this bad boy. Oh, I forgot to mention, the steel is Carpenter's XHP. Very nice steel. Has a nicely done satin. You still see the grind lines. It's a machine satin. The handle material is a peel ply textured carbon fiber laminate over G10. You got your pocket clip, which is what I later found out is like, you know, the standard size pocket clip for their larger knives. But we'll discuss more. We'll talk more on it later on. You have a compression lock system. You have on the locking side of the liner, you have a little bit, I think you could see it in the camera there. You do have some level of cutout. And the liner with the leaf lock fully covers this side of the handle. The liner on this side here, I don't know if you can pick that up, it doesn't have any skeletonization whatsoever, but then again, it's only covering It's only sitting on along the inside, like half of the handle. As you can see here, some of it bare, and then catch it in the light. You can see where that liner starts. All right, and pocket clip is left and right, tip up carry. Has this nice trailing point, basically a stubby Persian. Really nice, aggressive tip, very aggressive. And you have the way the handle cants has this kind of like basically when you grip it, it basically has the tip going forward, more forward for lateral penetration. If you see the logo, the Spyderco logo, let me get that zoom focused on you. All right. If you see it, it's much better to see with the naked eye, but if you see this with the naked eye, you'll notice that it's a milled pattern that's relatively similar to that of a spider web. So it's basically a spider web milling sitting within the body of the Spyderco logo, which is really nice. Nicely done. Fit and finish out of the box. Very nice. This thing came pretty sharp. I mean, of course, it's fairly thin behind the edge. I don't have any calipers. I don't own calipers, so sorry. But yeah, fairly thin behind the edge. This thing was very sharp, but the edge was coarse. It's a coarse working edge. But because of how thin the blade is, it pretty much zips through. Also with the help of the upswept edge, blazes through things pretty nicely. I've already, so as the title shows, it's 1 week use. So from when I bought the knife 1 week ago, I started using it immediately. It replaced my workhorse for the time being, just so I could test this out fully. I've gone through 12 feet of cardboard, a little under or a little over 12 feet of cardboard. And it's not no Mickey Mouse like cereal box cardboard either. It's the one with the zigzag zigzag pattern core cardboard. Fairly tough, not too tough, not too soft, but yeah. Went through a lot of paper and made one slice through 5/8 thick manila rope. And cuts nice, cuts beautifully with the edge that it came with. I didn't make any modifications, didn't take it apart, didn't clean anything, didn't add any oil, nothing of the sort. Just, out of the box, put it to use. First week, see how it went. This is my first Spyderco, by the way, and also first knife I've ever had that uses the compression lock system. What I have to say about the operation is actually fairly smooth. I mean, it's not fall shutty type of thing. As you can see here, takes a fair amount of shaking to let the blade fall closed. But it's not really like sticky or anything like that. Oh, by the way, the lock at first was a tiny bit sticky, but starting to smooth out now. Still a little bit sticky as I go through dense materials. Still a little bit sticky on the release. But nonetheless, quality is good. Oh, forgot to mention, you got your lanyard tube. You put your lanyards in. If you're a lanyard guy, fair size, could fit the paracord right through without gutting the paracord. Let's talk about the cons. Now, one of the cons, and this is some of the cons are going to be subjective. First con, subjective con. This blade is not going to be for everybody. As small as this knife is, this blade style is not going to be for everyone. Next thing, the pocket clip. Some people are going to gripe about how it's a full-length pocket clip. It's not a miniaturized pocket clip. Me personally, I don't mind as long as like, you know, as long as for a knife this size, as long as the pocket clip stretches at least halfway across the length of the handle, then it's good. You know, it's secure. And plus with that textured, not crazy textured surface of the handle, goes in the pocket, very secure, and it's very light, right? Like, once again, I don't have a scale to weigh it, but you know, I've carried a lot of heavy knives. This is very, very light. Very light. Oh yeah, and another thing too about another subjective con. People talk about, oh well, I wish it was a wire clip. It's, for me, it's up in the air. It's like, yeah, whether it had a wire clip or not, you know, as long as, once again, stretches across, so then the knife is just secure in the pocket, and it doesn't, and you don't have to worry about it like falling out should you, like, you know, do like gymnastics or something, or like be hopping a fence. Then it's all right by me. My mitts from this bulge here to this bulge here is about 3 5/8, so I could just barely squeeze all 4 of my fingers on in this handle. It's not discomforting, even though, like, my middle finger, if I do this, even though my middle finger sits on the peak of the groove, and my ring finger kind of sits at the end of this peak right here, it's not comfortable. It's not, I mean, it's not discomforting. It's not sharp. So I can manage that. Some guy with bigger mitts might beg to differ. It's a three grooves here, as you can see. So it's really just, and of course when you see this other cutout right here, it's really just a three finger knife, and you see right here. Oh, another thing I wanted to mention. They say it's not for lefties. They say this knife is not for lefties. I beg to differ. Operates quite fine for lefties. Alright, you can spider flick it too. And if I could get this on camera, can we get the pinky flick? Oh, we got the pinky flick. There we go. So yeah, lefties can use it. Basically what I do is, like, you know, kind of like those poorly English dubbed kung fu movies. You get the tiger claw, and then you release your index finger. You have the side of your thumb sitting right up top of this peak of the, in between the 2 grooves, and bulge, causing the side of your thumb to bulge out a bit. You press into the hole, and there you go. So don't be discouraged, lefties. This thing can be operated by you. Overall, I think it's a great knife. It's a pleasure to use, in my opinion. And yeah, that's pretty much it. You know, if you like this video, give a thumbs up and give a comment. If you don't like the video, give a thumbs down and a comment. Let's see if I could do this on camera. There we go. Oh, failed. Let's go. Come on. Let's go. There we go. No. There we go. Let's go for an encore. No. There we go. Alright, so basically what I'm doing here is I'm not putting my whole finger in here because you see the bulge verticasso in the way. What I'm doing is I'm just nail nicking it. Nail nicking it right about here. So then I'm missing the ricasso in the edge. So as I do that, weird angle for me to do this. I'm a lot better at this. Oh, there you go, 2 in a row. Oh, 3 in a row, bam! Anyways, people, I'm out.